Welcome back to ALPB Roundup. I'm Ryan here with your daily roundup. I want to try to keep some things short because I want to discuss Lancaster and High Point, where I was last night, watching the Barnstormers get beaten extras by High Point. Got eyes on a few players I haven't gotten to see yet, so I want to talk about that a little bit. We will run through these games. We already got a game going on today. I'm a little late putting this video up. Got distracted putting together a baseball lineup of Taylor Swift albums. That's on you, boy. I get distracted. My bad. We'll get the party started in York, where the Power had a much-needed party of their own, winning 10-3 over the Revolution. Ark Sakula, he looked great in this one. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, or no earned runs. I think he allowed 1 unearned. 4 strikeouts, no walks. He improves to 3-5 in the year, and he wins the ALPB Roundup game ball for his troubles. Alberto Callaspo, he had a 4 RBI night for the Power. Johan Lopez, he takes the loss, allowing 6 runs, 4 earned in 3 1/3 innings. Walked 7, struck out 1. York walked 14 during the night, though Eduardo Rivera, Bruce Bell, and Alberto Rodriguez did combine for 3 scoreless innings to end the night, so it wasn't all bad for the Revs. Both of these teams are out of the first half race, but they're still playing for the overall record at the end of the year, looking at wild card contention. York's lost 5 straight games, hoping to get it right with Dalton Von Schamen tonight, not Duke Von Schamen anymore, apparently. I got questions, won't get answers, I bet. Expect to see him take on Junior Figueroa for West Virginia. Southern Maryland found themselves in a bad spot. 3.5 games behind the division-leading Long Island Ducks. They were down 9-0 to the Honey Hunters in the second inning. The Blue Crabs gathered themselves, picked on Gastonia's weak points to take a 12-11 lead in the 5th inning. Gastonia tied it up in the 6th, but Southern Maryland completed this incredible comeback with a 2-run 8th to win 14-12. On the pitching side, 3 scoreless innings from Dalton Geeky, Andres Brasino, and Matt Latos stopped the Honey Hunters offense and secured the win for the Blue Crabs. On the other end, the only pitcher for Gastonia who had any answer for the Blue Crabs was Caleb Earls. 2 2/3 scoreless innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 Ks, looked very good. Offensively for Gastonia, Josh Saleh, he went 2 for 4 with a 3-run homer and a walk. Good to see him getting back on track. For Southern Maryland, Jake Luchip, he goes 2 for 3 with a grand slam and a walk. Very good to see him get it going out of the 9-hole. Ruby Silva, he's getting comfortable with the Blue Crabs. 3 for 5 with 4 RBI, and becomes, I believe, the 3rd player this season to miss a cycle by a single. Not enough for a cycle, but definitely enough for a game ball for Ruby Silva. Gastonia's struggles continue as they look to get their ducks in a row for the second half. These two teams play 2 today. Could see Darrell Thompson and Mahoney pitching tonight. Possibly Sam Burton for the Blue Crabs. Not totally sure what the lineup is there pitching-wise. Maybe Kerwin and Merkel for Gastonia. I never know who they're going to throw. Division leaders, they met up in Long Island, on Long Island, whatever, as the Ducks smoked the Lexington Legends. The boys just turned this one to a gong show. Henry Owens gets tagged for 8 runs in 4 2/3, 6 of those coming in the first inning. The Legends scored 2 to make it an 8-4 game in the 5th, but that's really all they had for the Ducks. Long Island exploded again for a 7-run 6th inning, putting this one out of reach. Offensively for Lexington, Cole Sturgeon, his 9th home run of the year. Not too much else to write home about. For the Ducks, Breland Almadova, he goes 2 for 4 with a walk and 3 RBI. Hector Sanchez, 1 for 3 with a home run, 2 walks and 3 RBI. Steve Lombardozzi, he had a 2 for 4 night with a home run, 2 walks and 3 RBI as well. Ryan Jackson gets the game ball, 4 for 5 for Long Island with a home run and 5 ribbies. All 3 Ducks home runs were 3-run shots. That'll win you a ball game. Long Island stays 3.5 above Southern Maryland in the North and have won 7 in a row. Getting hot at the right time as we come down the stretch in the first half. Lexington's now 6.5 games above High Point in the South. These two will play 2 today. Darren Downs, or they play 1 today, the doubleheader. They're just playing a day game, I guess, for fun, because they like to sweat. I don't know. Camp Day, yay! Nightmares. Darren Downs on the bump for Long Island, taking on J.J. Hoover for Legends. Lexington could use a win. Long Island, not say they need a win, but they're trying to pull away from Southern Maryland and finish the job in the North. Last night, I was in Lancaster watching the Rockers and Barnstormers battle it out. It was a good one. Rockers win it in 10, 8-7. They overcame a 5-run 7th inning that put Lancaster up 7-5. Just some thoughts off the cuff here. Niall Ball battled well on the mound for Lancaster, giving them 5 innings, allowing 1 earned run. He's had a hard time this year. That's all you can ask for him, man. He stayed in it, stayed with it, pitched smart, worked around guys when he had to work around guys, ate at the zone. Strike zone looks a lot better in Lancaster right now with the TrackMan system, so it looks like things might settle down, and Niall Ball did a good job for them today. He gets no decision, but it deserves to be mentioned. Also getting no decision was Cooper Casad. He looked very good. I was impressed by Cooper. That was my first look at him in person. 6 1/3, 9 strikeouts, 4 earned runs. 2 of those runs were after he left after 107 pitches. Between the first and 7th inning, Casad allowed just 1 walk and 1 hit, no runs. He looked very good when he was in rhythm. The problem is keeping that rhythm once he got people on base. He was smooth 2nd through 6th inning because he wasn't letting guys on base, only 2 base runners, I believe. So keeping that rhythm is going to be key for him when guys are on the base paths because he ran into trouble in the 1st inning, ran into trouble in the 7th. Kyle Halbohn. So I got thoughts on Kyle Halbohn. This is my first good look at him in person too. I've watched him and had some thoughts before, but it's different when you see a guy I'm sitting behind home plate. He allowed those inherited runners. He looked rough, but particularly because of an issue I was noticing behind the plate. He got victimized by a cheap grand slam. 300-foot wall out and right, probably went 302, scraped that thing in. It's tough to get on film. I was hoping to have like a video to show on this one. It was tough to pull from the Barnstormers broadcast because it's the thing I'm seeing with Kyle. He's 6'8". So first of all, he's every bit of 6'8". That's a big boy out there. And he appears to be having that big boy issue with mechanical consistency and repeating his motion. It's causing him to not exactly get enough drive on a bunch of his pitches. So, for example, Kyle looked great on pitches where he used his length to get a good long stride forward. Velo ticked up 1 or 2 miles per hour on the stadium gun. He delivered in or around his spot when he was doing that well. However, on about, I'd say, from where I was saying half of his pitches, Kyle was short stepping. And it wasn't getting good enough drive, a good enough stride forward. So instead, it's this big guy taking a short, choppy front step forward, and he's stepping down. It's a short step. He's already 6'8", so he's coming over the top. And with his height, it created this sort of topsy-turvy windmill effect where he'd almost be falling over his center of gravity. That like access with his hips is like way too high, and everything just starts rolling. And ends up, he pulls through this thing, and he's spiking balls. And then occasionally, he'll end up just elevating one more than he means to and leaving it up because he just can't get to the release point he wants to get to. But pitches where he dropped the back knee down a little bit more and stretched out a little bit more, he looked really good. With his height, he really could be getting more out of these pitches. That's just my unprofessional opinion sitting from where I'm sitting right now. I think that inning he probably would have let a run scored because he did not have his best stuff, but I think he would have been out of that inning allowing 1 run instead of the 5 that were allowed. More on that maybe in the future. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll see if I can get a better camera angle to explain exactly what I'm saying, but it might have made sense. It's the short step. It's a tall guy, so I'll imagine a tall guy trying to reach forward after taking a big lunge versus taking a little short, choppy step. He gets off balance really quick, and I think that's causing the issue. Could probably give Preston Gainey a break as well. You know I love Preston Gainey here. I gas that dude up all the time. He's only pitched 16 1/3 innings, but that's already more than he's thrown in a season since 2016, and these are high leverage taxing innings. We didn't necessarily expect Preston Gainey to be closing for this team, but he's been closing a lot. He's definitely been in high leverage situations very frequently. Gainey was clocked at 95.6 miles per hour in his first outing of the season on May 30th. He hasn't touched 94 in a month. Average fastball on May 30th was 94.6 miles per hour. July 8th, it was down to 92.9. I didn't see him break 92 last night. So he might have touched just low end 92, but I definitely wasn't seeing him hitting high 92 like he was just now called 2 weeks ago. So that's something to keep an eye on. Throwing way more breaking balls, that's a sign that either he's just working his breaking ball in more, getting back into it, which is completely possible. I'm not involved in the situation. Or he knows that velo's not there with that fastball and he's got to think outside the box a little bit more. Some rest could be good. There's no shame in resting right now. I'm sure Preston wants to work back, get into a major league organization again. And, after all the injury time has been out, sitting out might have a negative perception, but the man hasn't pitched in years. I think it might be wise to get some rest here, especially since this is going to be a second half team because this first half is gone. Lexington's gone, and maybe as a team and as a player, it would be wise to take a breath, rest a little bit, and then move forward. Or I know nothing. For Lancaster, I noticed that Donald Goodson is a bad man. Second time I've seen him in person. He feels close to getting things right. His numbers are bad, but that run environment that's been surrounding him is starting to settle a little bit more. Hopefully, if he can keep the velo up, which has been coming down from like almost 99 toward more like 97, if he can keep that up, then he's going to be able to play that sinker changeup combo really nicely off his fastball. Elsewhere, Kelly Dugan, he played first out. Blake Galen is in Tokyo. He seemed uncomfortable. No errors, but pop-ups got a bit dramatic, and he got punked by just an awful hop. That isn't really him, but you could tell it was just late reaction on it. He'll get in the flow again as the season rolls around, but it is worth noting. It's something to keep in mind for Lancaster as they try to churn together some sort of late comeback in the first half here. Anderson De La Rosa, he looked terrific behind the plate. Arm looked very, very good. He backpicked Jerry Downs at second base with the bases loaded to end the first inning. The guts on that throw. And he threw out James McCohen as he tried to steal second in the ninth. So 2 big outs from Jerry Downs. Alejandro Diaza, he played well in this one. He actually gets the game ball. Despite the loss for Lancaster, he went 2 for 4 with a grand slam. I would expect to see Nat versus Mendoza tonight. I don't know. I'm kind of guessing at least Lancaster's rotation. They're kind of piecing it together. I do think Ricky Nat will probably throw. Hensley was in town, so I don't know if he's pitching at Lancaster or if they're continuing their road trip with him. I think they go to Southern Maryland next. So that's it. We got 5 games today with the doubleheader. We got the early game today. Lots of action. Enjoy it. I will not be doing a daily roundup for several days now. I will hopefully be doing something sort of quick hit stuff from the beach while I'm sitting there enjoying myself, getting burned again. Then we'll do a really good double series roundup on Monday. I'll think of the best way to do it. I might do a North Division roundup or a South. I have no idea how I'm going to do that. It's so much content to throw into one video. So we'll do our best. But I will see you in a formal way Monday and an informal way the next several days. Enjoy the week, the weekend. Enjoy some baseball. Have a good one, y'all.